The date is June 6, 1944, and there are currently hundreds of thousands of U.S. soldiers, as well as other countries, on little metal U-boats, crashing through the waves of the sea, planning to storm the beaches of Normandy, France. Now, the biggest reason why they wanted to get these beaches is because it would start the attack on Germany and slowly push them out of France back into Germany, which then all countries would be able to swarm the country and hopefully end the war soon. Now, D-Day is probably one of the bloodiest battles in the history of the world. Thousands of people died. It was unfair. The weather played a huge factor in it. There were paratroopers, jumping out of planes with parachutes, landing in the complete wrong part of the country due to the wind and the lack of visibility from the airplanes. And they would get stranded, they would get killed on sight, they were prisoners of war, and the battle was not planned out very good. The U-boats actually landed in the wrong spot. They wanted to go to another beach further up on the country, but due to lack of visibility, there was a lot of fog and clouds that they weren't 100% sure where they were in comparison to where the country was. And this really messed a lot of things up, and this is probably the biggest reason why so many people actually died. Now, they could have pushed it off to another date, but they needed to get this done because the longer Germany had it, the more control they would have over it and the harder the battles would be. So they ended up rushing it and just trying to get it done as soon as possible so they could get Germany pushed out and try to end this war. But a lot of lives were taken on that day due to that fact. Now, there were other countries involved. It wasn't just the U.S. Great Britain was there, and they were probably the biggest other country that was with us. And what they would do is they would put everybody on these big boats, and they'd be on there for a couple days, and the conditions weren't the greatest. They were cramming all of these soldiers into boats. They were sleeping on metal ground, and it wasn't great. And then when battle day came, they would shove as many soldiers as they could into these little U-boats to try and push up on the beaches and try to destroy some of the barriers so they could get tanks in. And so they were just throwing thousands upon thousands of U.S. soldiers onto this beach, and they were just getting shot down by all the German soldiers because they had a height advantage and they had plenty of cover. On the beaches, they had little to no cover, so they were just running aimlessly hoping that they did not get shot. And that's a horrible thing to do. But like I said before, they had to get this battle done as soon as they could. And this is probably one of the most important battles that happened during this war. Thank you.